Welcome to Pillow Talk. I'm Tasha Poino. This is
Courtney.
This
Corey.
So obviously, as you can see, today these two are my special guests. So Miss Courtney here is a lovely dominatrix. Now, would you prefer for me to refer to you as your dominatrix name, or do you want me to refer to you as Courtney today?
We'll go with Lady Payne.
Ooh, okay. So, moving on to the fun stuff. Ooh.
Okay.
So, Miss Lady Payne. Yes.
Girl.
So just give me a little backstory. How did you get started being a dominatrix?
Well, I think it all starts with kink and BDSM, or what they used to call it back in like the 80s is S&M.
Yes.
So like Rihanna's song S&M,
Yes.
it's actually talking about BDSM
Right.
and kink.
I didn't know that, by the way, when it came out, because I was a kid. I was just like,
What? Yeah.
S-S-M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun fact, S&M is actually kink. And you're listening to that nasty stuff, you nasty. You nasty. Okay.
Yes, we are.
Yes, I am.
Why is it moving by
Seriously.
itself?
Why is what moving?
The rainbow.
The rainbow,
It's
probably
moving.
because, like, you know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
Oh, no.
See, this is when we were. Oh, she was like, I can't get him to stay. Get your dick right.
Stay.
Get your dick right. Shit.
So sometimes for some people, like, they find out that they're into like kink or BDSM at a young age. They start to explore like pornography or just small things, like when you make out with somebody and they
Right.
bite you,
You're like, that hurt a
or
little
somebody
bit, but like,
chokes
ooh,
you
I'm a little wet.
during sex, or like, you know, choking is a part of asphyxiation play
Right.
or breath play. Some people,
Which, sorry, side note, is bomb as fuck. If you know, like, even when you're masturbating, you choke yourself a little bit, or just like stop breathing for a second right before you come, it's lit as fuck.
hold your breath.
Yeah.
That's fun. You hold your breath. It is 10 times better if you hold your breath when you're about to come when you masturbate. It is like, don't try to breathe. Just lean into it and just let go. That whole if I die, I die, that's fine. It's
No.
fine. I started kind of at like a younger age noticing that I liked certain things. And then started to explore like in my 20s. I definitely liked Payne. That was one thing. Payne play is kind of big for me. You can also get into a lot of darker stuff once you start to explore. I found this wonderful website that I'm a member of on fetlife.com or
Okay.
Fetish Life.
And I was
That's
just
like-
gonna ask you what your main platform is.
That is my main kink platform. I used to have a Twitter. I still do. I can like log in.
Sorry, can you talk a little louder? I'm sorry. I just wanna make sure that you know we heard everything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I joined FetLife in my 20s and started to kind of explore all the fetishes that they had on there. I just wanted to be able to just try it once and say that I tried it. And then I noticed that I liked not just pain for myself, but to cause that on others in a positive manner, because BDSM has to be something that is safe.
Right.
You know, there are people out there that like doing it just for their own pleasure, and I just think that's fucked up. But if somebody actually wants me to inflict pain because they enjoy it on another level than just sex, because sex can be just sex, but when you go farther and dig deeper into BDSM or S&M or a kink fetish life, it can become more fulfilling than just the intimate act of intercourse.
Okay, so then that brings me to my next question. So when you're having a session with somebody, is there sex involved at all?
No. Well, it all depends on the person. So, like, let's say somebody is in an open relationship and they have multiple partners. They're non-monogamous.
Okay.
We're in a monogamous relationship. So when I beat somebody, it is non-sexual.
Okay.
Now, there are things that there are limits with when it comes to our relationship and what she is okay with me doing to another person.
Okay.
Like, if my submissive asked me, like, can you peg me? I would have to ask her for her permission and my submissive's partner
Okay.
for her permission. You know, that's a part of what is safe and what is comfortable for everybody.
And that's, something that you guys have not so much like written, quote unquote, but those are with unspoken rules of your relationship.
Yeah, and that's also what's called limits. So there's hard limits and then there's softer limits. Hard limits is like just no.
Okay.
No, don't do it. I don't like it. End of story. And you drop it.
Okay.
There are soft limits that you can try a little bit of it and maybe work your way around doing some of it or try it.
Okay.
You know, if somebody hasn't tried it before, but if they don't like it and it becomes a hard limit, then you drop it.
Okay. All right. And that's, everybody's preference.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you do have a session with somebody, now I'm sure that you have a conversation about their hard and their soft limits beforehand. But once you guys have that conversation, do they choose what goes on during the session, or are you like more in control?
Well, in actuality, the submissive is in control of the whole entire session. That is a part of safe words
Okay.
and hard and soft limits. What they want, what they don't want. Usually, if I were to bring on a new submissive, I would get to know them as a person first.
Okay.
So that I can look at their body language on things that they're uncomfortable with in real life, so that I know when we're in a session what they're starting to feel uncomfortable with.
Okay.
Or, if, like, let's say they like pain, but they have a threshold, because everybody has a pain threshold where
Absolutely.
it's a stop limit. And that's where safe words come into play and body language comes into play. And they can stop any time they want. That's a part of the control of the submissive. For me, the control is making them do what I want them to do under those limits.
Okay. All right. And that's what I was going to ask you next too, was like, how do you gauge somebody's pain? Like, even if they flinch a little bit, how do you know if it's like a good flinch or like all right, maybe I need to chill the fuck out, even though they haven't given that safe word?
It's those safe words that are really important. Or you can start at a basis with the new submissive: red, yellow, green.
Okay.
So, in between parts of the session, like if I were to switch up from a whip to a paddle, which is, going a little higher on the pain threshold,
Okay.
I would start very lightly. Because when you warm somebody's skin up and it starts to get red, it starts to kind of kill off those pain receptors in the nerves, and you have to hit a little harder.
Okay.
You never want to break skin unless they ask you to.
Oof.
That's blood play,
Which
is something that we
I was going to ask you that, because the pod that I was listening to earlier, they were talking about Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton, how they actually are into blood play, but it's a little bit different for them. They actually like to draw the blood and like put it on each other, or like wear suits of each other's blood. So is that kind of where you guys are at, or just maybe more so like...
So, I mean, doing that under consent when it comes to blood play, there's some people that are more what would be a good word? Yeah, words think out.
That stuff.
That stuff. That's more of a severe form of blood play, a more intense
Okay.
form of blood play. You know, to draw blood from a vein is a little bit more different than, like, let's say I grow my nails out into spikes, which I usually do for
Okay.
my submissives, if they like the scratching, that primal play.
Okay.
You know, they are my prey and I am the hunter kind of deal, which is I am a prey hunter dom. So I do use my nails, I use my teeth, I use the scratching, the clawing, the growling.
Very animalistic.
Very animalistic. You know what? Fuck you.
Literally.
I'll do it
we
later.
are not standing at attention
What?
today.
Fucker.
This dick just does not want to stay up.
Also, for the moment, what you just saw, this is probably really funny to people that are gonna see this. What you just saw, some people like that. That's some intense pain play. That,
Slapping the dick.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there's also like groin punishment.
Oh,
some
okay. So
people-
I've seen like the cock cages before.
There's cock cages, but like if I were to take my boots.
Ooh.
If I were to take my boots and just take my heel and step on their balls,
Oh.
or put, because you never want to actually maim somebody. You don't want to hurt them to the point where their ball sack explodes
Oh,
or their
Jesus.
dick breaks.
Oh,
Like, you don't want to
God.
do that. You want to.
And that is a real thing, people.
It is a real thing. I've literally seen a dick like. "Nyeh."
Ugh.
I'm like, oh man, what happened?
Whew.
It's a long story, and I was a teenager.
Oh my god.
You want to put it up against like their body and step with the heel right here and kind of
Okay.
squish it and move it back and forth.
Okay.
So you never actually want to hurt somebody, but you want them to feel that pressure.
like you might hurt them.
That's what they want. Or a little, you know.
Well, you know,
Hurts a little
slap it around a little bit.
But besides that was way off topic. Way off topic.
But I love it though. I
Yeah.
love it though. We
Yeah.
need those little tidbits.
Yes.
And you know, somebody might be watching this and be like,
The more you
damn,
know.
that was weird because like I got slapped in the dick that one time and I thought it was kind of sexy, but it was an accident.
Yeah, I mean, some guys like that, you know, the slapping and the teeth and the,
Yeah.
you know, that's okay.
So Corey, are you Courtney's sub? One of Courtney's subs as well?
We
No?
are switches.
We're switches.
Okay.
So sometimes
We actually
she can
have.
be in a dom mood, and sometimes I can be in a submissive mood, or it can
Okay.
go the other way around, or sometimes we're both dominant and we end up like fighting for dominance in the
Oh.
bedroom, and there's like scratches and blood on our backs, and we're
Oh
just
my
like choking
goodness.
each other and fucking each other. It's so great.
Well, we had one time where we actually did this little thing where we set a timer, and you have 5 minutes to dom, and then as soon as the timer goes off, you switch, and you
Yeah.
don't get that
You don't-
that downtime.
Oh
So it's a
my
rush because you
goodness.
have to go from dom to sub like that.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
And you have to know your partner's switch. What can switch them from dominant to submissive like that.
That was.
Usually for me, like it's choking
Mhm.
I love being choked.
Or hair pulling.
or hair pulling. Like, okay, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
So when you have your sessions with your subs, how do you set your prices?
So, I used to set my price because I currently don't do dom for hire. I have offers on a weekly basis. And most of the time, these little boys can't afford me. I usually charge between 100 to 180 an hour.
Ooh, get that money.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think my longest session was about 6 hours, and I walked away with almost $1,000.
And see, I watch a lot of podcasts about sex.
Oh, good, good.
But the one that I was watching, they had this girl on there named Mistress Marley, and she was just talking about how she prefers not to have younger subs because they're very needy, and like you said, sometimes they're like, oh, are you willing to work down on that price, or it's very annoying, and it's a lot more simple to have an older sub. There's not so much back and forth about it.
I wouldn't say technically older. I would say more mature, because my submissive is in his early 20s.
Okay.
Technically, both of my submissives are in their early 20s. So, I'm not too picky, but I feel like I need to have a good relationship with them outside of a dungeon. Because my dungeon is downstairs.
Ooh, I'm like, could we maybe go there and, see it a little bit? I don't know, that's up to you. But, I would love to. Okay, so, so you said that, you don't usually have sex, and if so, then it's something that you guys speak about. But do you ever, get naked during a session? Is that ever anything that
I never do.
comes up? Okay.
Because I don't want them to focus on my body.
Okay.
I want them to focus on what else I'm giving to them.
Okay.
Because, for me, it's more than just nudity, and it's more than just sex.
Right. Well, that is our time. I appreciate you guys so much.
Thank you.
If you guys like this video or any of my others, please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, did you guys want to shout out any of your socials? I know that you said you do taxidermy, so do you want to...
I do taxidermy. I am the _bone_lady_mounting_shop. Okay, one more time. The Bone Lady Mounting Shop on Instagram. If you guys want to follow, we do some trucker stuff, and I also do some of my work on there, and I'd love the support.
Awesome. Well, that's Pillow Talk. Bye.
Your birthday.
How about you, can you please explain how the fuck you make me squirt? Because I really can't. Let's say, you have a boyfriend who is watching in the closet masturbating while you fuck his friend. Exhibited in front of people while doing sexual deeds.
And the person watching is a voyeur. At the end, they bent her over a spanking bench, and she wanted 30 people to fuck her while she was